Hey everybody, it's Jim here. Today we're going to be checking out the Gibson Greenie Les Paul Standard. I got a lot to get into with this one. We're going to be starting off by putting this guitar on the bench, checking out some of the quality control. I know a lot of people are interested in seeing that. Then we're going to be doing a playthrough with the Friedman Pink Taco version 2. I'll tell you my thoughts, the strengths, potential weaknesses of this guitar, what I think about it overall, and who should potentially be interested or should potentially stay away from this guitar, depending on what you want out of a guitar and what's very important to you. And to wrap the video up, I just want to leave you with some quick food for thought, because I've seen a few other people review this on YouTube, and I feel like we might be starting to miss the point when it comes to what's really important with a guitar. However, before we get started, I just want to say thank you to all the members of this channel and to thank everybody who's using the affiliate links down below. They make things like this and videos like this possible for me to do. And say that now, if you're in America, I do have a Guitar Center affiliate link where if you buy anything new or used and you use the link in the description of this video, we do get a small percentage of that, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. Your support really does to help this channel out immensely. But that out of the way, let's check out the quality control of the Les Paul Greenie. So I'm going to start off by giving you a quick overview of the guitar before we check out some of the quality control of this instrument. This is a AAA flame maple top that is finished in a satin nitro cellulose. I emphasize that because when you purchase this style of instrument, it is very different from a gloss nitro cellulose finish or poly finish. This finish is going to age faster over time. It is going to show wear faster over time. For example, some of my pick marks, I like to play aggressive funk, are already showing up on the guitar right here. If you are cool with that, this is going to be right up your alley. But if you purchase this thinking that you're going to be getting something that is super shiny, then you're looking at the wrong guitar. Now, onto the actual equipment that comes with. You have your mismatched knobs in homage to Gary Moore, who changed them so that it would be easier for him to identify the bridge controls and the neck controls. Speaking of those, you have the Greenie Buckers. These are awesome pickups, and what makes these unique to the majority of Gibson guitar humbucking pickups that come from the factory, when you're in the middle position where the guitar is right now, they're out of phase with each other, which produce this really honky sound, and it's really cool. It's really unique. We'll hear it in the demo. 3-way toggle switch, no push-pull or anything like that. However, as far as the quality control of this instrument, looking at it dead on, there were no problems from the factory or anything that I had to look out for. Anything that's already happened to the guitar as far as mite little scratching and things like that, those are done by me just from playing the thing, but that's to be expected. Looking at the binding of the instrument, it's really clean on this side. Going on the rounds, still pretty good. But when we get to the horn, we'll try and zoom in here the best that I can. You can see there's a little bit of imperfections in that one area. However, nothing really big to write home about. All right, in regards to the neck, this is a 50 style neck, so it is a little bit beefier than a 60 slim taper. You have a 12-inch radius, which is standard for most Gibson guitars, and you also do have a rosewood fingerboard. As far as the quality control of this instrument, because the binding is often a spot that people point out issues with, I can only really find one, and that is on the 6th fret on the treble side. There's these two little baby indentations on it, but if you look at the guitar from the side, it's really clean. It's really well done. And you could say the same thing for the other side. So, no real egregious errors or anything like that. This guitar is absolutely well finished. Now, just like the top on this guitar, the neck is finished in a satin nitro cellulose. If you've never tried one of these in person, regardless if it's a Gibson or a different brand, I would highly recommend you do. It's one of my favorite finishes for a guitar neck. It plays very fast, and when you're sweating, it doesn't get as sticky as a gloss nitro cellulose finish would. And last but not least, on the headstock, it is missing the Les Paul signature that is found on the majority of Gibson Les Pauls. However, as a whole here, the quality control of this instrument was really good. There's a few small little details which we went over in some of the videos and the stills that you would have seen on the screen, but as a whole, really, really solid, and I'm very happy with this. Now, let's get to playing it. I'm going to try and make this very quick. The neck on this is incredible. Because it is a satin nitrocellulose finish, even when I was starting to sweat a little bit, no stickiness whatsoever. And the actual shape of this neck is amazing. It reminds me of what I consider to be one of my gold standards as far as the shape and the feel of a guitar neck goes. It's not a Gibson. It's this guitar. It's the 77 made in Nagano, Japan. It's like their brother and sister. It's actually kind of eerie how similar they feel playing them back to back. But outside of that, that finish, the playability of this guitar, out of the box, really, really solid. No issues whatsoever. It actually held tune very well. The stars of the show with this specific guitar are the pickups. They sound really articulate. They beef up very well. And the middle position, when you're playing that out of phase, which is kind of, the hallmark of this guitar when it comes to the electronics, it's so much beefier than a Fender Mustang, which is also a guitar that can use the pickups out of phase with each other because obviously single coils versus humbuckers. I really like the honky sound of it. The caveat to that is if you do want that traditional two pickups together in phase sound that I love on instruments like the Ex-Robato and on the Gibson 335 that I do have, you're not getting it with this wiring as is. Whether or not you could modify it to do so with the original components that come with the guitar, I don't know. I haven't taken it apart to look, but out of the box, it's a trade-off. If you're cool with that, I think it's worth it, and it kind of gives this guitar its own little flavor and vibe going on. Now, in regards to who I believe this guitar might be a perfect fit for, if you're somebody who enjoys the feel of a worn-in instrument, but not necessarily the full relicking aesthetic that oftentimes come with that feeling, this is going to be a great shout. Add in the fact that you do have these greenie buckers. These are amazing pickups that are not available as standalones, and if you do dig that in-between out of phase, to my knowledge, this is the only Gibson guitar that comes with that as standard. It's worth noting though, all of those things that I just listed as pros could potentially be cons. If you're somebody who wants a pristine finish with a high gloss and the guitar is going to maintain its look longer, then this guitar might not be for you. Maybe you like the kind of gloss to your neck and you don't mind wiping it off in between sets, or when you're done playing the guitar, that's kind of your thing. Every guitar player is different. We all have our different wants and our different preferences when we do play. However, I did mention earlier in this video, I wanted to leave you with some food for thought. In this specific review, I told you I thought that this guitar sounds and feels awesome, because to me, it does sound and feel awesome. I've seen other reviews where people said the same exact thing. They sounded awesome when they were playing it too. I thought the demos that I've seen from some people were just spectacular performances. But later on in some of those videos and some other kind of comments and reviews that I've seen of this guitar, some people feel a little bit disappointed with it, and I'm struggling to understand why. First of all, when you look at the actual description of this on any website, you know exactly what you're getting. You know you're getting satin nitrocellulose. You know you're not getting gloss. So why people think that the finish was going to be something that it wasn't, that's kind of beyond me. But the main thing that I want to focus on here is, if a guitar sounds great and a guitar feels great, you're there. It doesn't matter if it says Gibson. It doesn't matter if this is a $3,000 model, the $20,000 model, or an entry-level tribute model. If you can get those two things right, that's all you can really ask for. Those are supposed to be the two things that we don't compromise on. But I mean, it is what it is. I feel like nowadays these are just kind of afterthoughts, and we're so much more worried about the aesthetics, the fit and finish. And believe me, as somebody who's a big fan of made in Japan guitars and their attention to detail, I do value those things as well. However, if it doesn't sound great, I mean, what's the point in any of it at the end of the day? That's all I have for you guys today. If you found this helpful, if you found this enjoyable, you found this useful, feel free to hit the like. Feel free to subscribe to the channel as well. Lets me know that you like this video enough to continue to want to come back and maybe see another one in the future. And don't worry, we'll be seeing this guitar in the future again. We're going to be comparing it with the Cruise Maniac Sound KTR Les Paul style instrument, also playing it through a Vox amp. And if you guys want, maybe we'll do a Gibson Les Paul versus a Gibson ES335 demo, because we've never done one of those on this channel. But I'm rambling. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day. Tell somebody that you love them, and I'm going to get out of here. Take it easy, everybody.